welcome to my channel or welcome back. And I am Miya Jha. I'm an intuitive reader here on YouTube if you didn't already know that. But before I even get started, we're going to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I look crazy right now, but I felt it's so authentic to even come in while I do my self-care reading. Um, while I'm working on my own self-care to come in and do my self-care reading for y'all because I know it might be silly or whatever the case. Some of y'all probably just, you probably just can't stand it. Um, to even see me like this, or sometimes it's hard to see yourself like this or to show yourself to the world. But y'all, so many times in my life, I've, hidden away from others because of, because I'm presenting less than, my version of what perfect is, like the closest I can get to perfect. So, I feel like divine feminine, something important to know is that even when it comes to, embracing your divine feminine energy just overall and who you are and all those things, everything about it is not gonna always be pretty, and that's just how life is sometimes too. So I wanted to come here authentically, whether I look crazy or not, but this is just part of the routine sometimes, y'all. If they wasn't still selling this stuff in the store, um I mean, what I mean to say is, they wouldn't still be selling these kind of things in the store if people weren't using it. So a lot of y'all walk around in your crazy face too for, self-care reasons. This is for healing, for self-care reasons, and you should be okay with that, y'all. So even when it comes to, being around the right people, you should be able to show up as yourself authentically. So even in my craziness, I'm going to show up anyway. So I just lit a candle for us, y'all, just to come in with the purity of love and light here. And we also have my rose cologne that I like to, rub on my hands sometimes before readings or sometimes before I just go out into the world. It just makes me feel like just a shield of protection, and just remember that, like, the intentions that I had, even when I purchased this item, or when I added the Florida water to it, and even adding the oil to it, for myself, or just the reasons and the intention. Because sometimes some things that you do may not make sense to other people, or it might seem so crazy, bizarre, and out of this world. But at the end of the day, what matters is, the intention that you put into whatever it is that you do. Um, and even just in you being able to show up authentically and knowing who you are as well, divine feminine, and not having to change yourself for nobody else. Yeah, so we're gonna hop right into this self-care reading after I did my little spiel for you guys. So first we're gonna start off with the affirmation deck, and we're going to pull a couple cards for you at this time, divine feminine, for what affirmations that the divine wants you to hear at this time, what you need to know. Okay, so what affirmations do we have for the divine feminine at this time? I wish to connect with you through love and light. All right, I'm going to take all four of these because it's not too many, so we'll just take the four. I'm going to put these cards away so we can make some space, y'all. Sometimes you got to make space for what you want, what you need, all the things. So first and foremost, it says, I let go of all my expectations. So y'all, before I even got onto this reading, my daughter was like, I was like, I'm about to do a reading because she was in my room doing a whole lot. And she was like, not looking like that. Y'all, she's 6 years old. But I was like, actually, yes, I am. I'm going to show up on camera looking crazy like this today because it's real. And, I'm actually sitting here doing self-care, and I'm thinking about my divine feminine while I wait for my mask to dry before I go wash my face again. I'm going to come in and show up authentically to y'all because it's not always going to be pretty. It's not going to always be cute, but letting go of expectations is just so important. Like, everybody's not going to accept me showing up on camera like this, or other people might think, oh, it's for another reason, or whatever the case, or this is crazy, this chick is crazy, whatever the case. But somebody somewhere has been inspired by something that I do or something that I said to them, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And you finding your light within yourself as well, and learning to show up in the world just authentically, wherever you are, in your journey. Okay, so I let go of all my expectations. Yes, divine feminine. Next we have, I stand up for what I believe in. I can't imagine something so befitting. And y'all, we almost look like twins. Like, just close my eyes and be a little peace. But that's just me being silly, y'all. But for real, it says I stand up for what I believe in. So this is just even a confirmation that you find peace even within yourself, because you're not losing a part of yourself to, fit in or dim your light for others, or even just showing up authentically, and even voicing your opinion authentically, or whatever the case, however it is, whether you're saying something out loud, or it's like there's just the boldness and how you show up in the world in general, divine feminine. But it's like you find peace within yourself because you're being yourself, if that makes sense. Next we have, I am the author of my own story, so nobody can define me. Nobody can tell me, who I am and the reasons that I do certain things, because I know my intention behind what I do, and I know who I am and what I like, what I love, what I'm deserving of. I know my morals, my values, just all of those things. So it's like you're the author of your story. You get to choose, who you are and who you claim to be, whether or not other people can agree with that or not. That's on them. That's part of their story, and we're gonna embrace our own stories as well. Y'all, I know this look a little scary because I'm like looking at myself on a computer like, there was one time when I was in like high school. I went with my grandma to go pick up my brother from like the train station or something at night, or whatever, because he was traveling and he was returning home. And I had a mask on my face, and I was like, I'm not going out the house like this. And, she kind of gave me some kind of confidence, like, it's just a face mask, and, you're doing you, whatever. You can even be silly about it or whatever case. So while we're in the car and driving by and we got to like a stoplight, it's like I could either hide and just feel uncomfortable and just, feel totally embarrassed in this moment, but instead I embraced it. So I'm like peeking out the window at folks, like being silly and making, faces and whatever. And, that can really make somebody else's day, like seeing somebody else be crazy or silly or whatever, just being themselves, enjoying the skin that you're in wherever you are. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but divine feminine, you get to write your story, okay? Nobody else gets to define you. You don't have to take in or take on whatever somebody else tells you who you are, what you're supposed to be, or how you are, or any of those things. You choose to be you. And next we have, I creatively, I think it meant to say I'm creatively inspired by my surroundings, and life is my canvas. So yes, divine feminine, it's like taking what you're given. So like, I know a lot of us use this phrase all the time, but it's always going to be befitting. Like, even when it comes to like taking in the lemons, whatever lemons you're given that life gives you, and making lemonade out of it. So literally just making the best of your circumstances and making the best of, who you are and how you show up in the world at this time, and doing so authentically. It just comes through just so beautifully, divine feminine. So next I want to get into the self-care wisdom deck, and we're going to see what the divine feminine needs to know at this time. Just some things to, kind of, what's the word? Some things just to be aware of at this time, or, a new perspective on something that maybe you've been thinking about, or whatever the case, just a time to even be introspective for you guys. So we'll see whatever comes through. We're going to take a couple cards from this deck. Not every card is going to resonate with everybody, but a lot of times in my readings, I find that since they're collective readings, there are messages within the reading that, some people might resonate with the entire, all the messages that come out. And then there are some who might resonate with, specific messages within and throughout. So just keep that in mind, divine feminine. Not everything is going to resonate with you, but as this is a collective reading as well, there are so many energies that are, tapping into these readings, and then even in a different space and time, because while something might not resonate with you now, it may resonate with you later. So just keep that in mind, y'all, divine feminine. It's just a part of the cycle of life. Okay, We're gonna shuffle a little bit because y'all normally I'm coming on camera and I'm like I'm feeling kind of cute or whatever. Sometimes I don't, but I have my moments. So right now I don't necessarily feel cute, but right now I feel like being in the mood of being silly, and we all enjoy a little laughter, a little, just moments to even be humbled or just showing up authentically. Like we're not always put together, some kind of way or whatever. Sometimes, we just go with life as it is, and just move with it. So the first card we have is space. It says the quality of your life has more to do with what you remove from your life than what you add to it. Give yourself the gift of space. So literally, Divine Feminine, I was talking earlier about making space for certain things. I feel like that definitely has come through in multiple messages. So instead of like feeling like we have to look outside of ourselves or outside of what we already have and where we are, to feel like even like a sense of completion or feel like a sense of just having it all together. Sometimes it's about one, making space for those things to come in that you do desire, that are just part of your journey or supposed to be here that is not present yet. So making space for that. But also sometimes we have to declutter certain areas of our lives or, certain things that are around us or even sometimes people, because those can literally be the blockages of the elevation that you seek in your life or the transformation that you want to change. But also, even remember, these can be things within ourselves as well, like even in ways that we can get in our own way because we holding on to certain limiting beliefs that we might have about ourselves or the things that we can have or the things that we can do, just all those different things. So just be mindful of that about when it comes to making space in your life, however that resonates. Divine Feminine. Some of y'all, this could even resonate in reorganizing your home. Like last night, me and my daughter were cleaning and whatnot. And, I was telling her, sometimes even, just getting your space in order, feeling more organized or just having things how you like them to be, or even just starting to get rid of certain things and make room and move things around. It just gives you this overall sense of just this feeling of freshness and this sense of even peace, even in the space that you're in, because it's like, I don't know, it's just something about it that helps you function more or something like that. You just feel more relaxed in a way. So it's like being able to eliminate, some of the things in our lives that bring stress that we do have control over. And it makes it a little more, just a little bit easier to deal with the things that are out of our control, if that makes sense, Divine Feminine. So that's something to keep in mind at this time. Y'all, I was just thinking about how even serious I can show up today. Look at like this, even when I'm being silly, being able to even show up in all seriousness as well. So that's something I guess I'm gonna pat myself on the back for. But I don't know, that might have resonated with somebody. But we have beauty. It says, today you are a curator of beauty. You are blessed with moments that let you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that all is well in the world. So yes, Divine Feminine. So it's like you are always creating beauty around you, because Divine Feminine, you truly just being in your energy, you just being you. You are a creator of beauty. You are a creator of love, because you are those things. You are beautiful. You are love. And I feel like you invite that more into your life the more that you continue to be yourself, but also being able to see the beauty even in wherever you are in your circumstances, wherever you are in your journey, in your path. Because I feel like it's always surrounding you, because that's just who you are. So like, even me, like there are times where I'm just like, I'm still not where I want to be yet, or, whatever the case. But then when I really look around and I see how, I've implemented so much of myself and even the environment around me, it just makes you feel more at home in a way, or even see like even the beauty that just lives within you, that you are able to like have outside of you. And even with this card, the beauty card coming out with making space, like literally I was saying something about how some of you even decorate your home, or you decorate your space. Like you may not live in the best neighborhood, or you don't have the best of circumstances, but it's like wherever you go, whether you're in a place that is checking off all your boxes, or if you're not in a place like that yet, it's like you still create beauty around you wherever you go. And I feel like your light just shines when you do that, even in your present circumstances. And then also for some of you, it's like even when you do that, you inspire others to do that as well. And it creates, oh, excuse me, it creates just a chain of events that create more and more beauty around you. So for some of you, you might see like certain, things happening in your life where you're seeing like some sense of growth. It may be something outside of you, but it's still in your literally around you in your environment in a way. And I feel like it makes even just a bit more of a difference than it was in the past. So continue to shine your light, continue to be beautiful and create beauty, wherever you go and wherever you are, making the best of, what you have. Turn your lemons into lemonade. Okay, Divine Feminine. And we have shine. It says, don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. So, yes, Divine Feminine, you keep showing up in the world being your authentic you, despite whatever your circumstances look like or whatever the case. You keep being you, and you keep showing up in the world and creating the world into the beautiful place that it is. And even, like I said, even when you're just doing something for yourself, that just you shining your light, it just, I feel like it just radiates outside of you as well, and it inspires others in ways that it may not even make sense to you, because like I said, you're just showing up as yourself doing you, but you just have no idea the kind of impact that you have even in doing that. So that makes a world of a difference for somebody, Divine Feminine, and people will let you know that as well. Like trust and believe. You might not hear it all the time. There might be few in between, but there are people who will show up and they will let you know that. And it's just, I don't know, it's amazing. And it might come off in different ways to you. Especially, like I said, it could even catch you off guard sometimes, because it's just like, I'm just being me. Sometimes it might feel like, people are making more to something than what it is. But it's like I said, you don't even know the impact of your own light just because you're showing up authentically and being you. So next we have focus. It says, if you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it. Focus on what you do want instead. So yes, Divine Feminine, like I said, even when it comes to making space in your world, sometimes you literally have to get rid of, certain things, getting your feng shui right, getting your environment right. Not even just your immediate environment, but the kind of people you surround yourself with, or the kind of situations that you allow yourself to be in or be a part of, just all the things. Sometimes there are things that we literally have to get rid of to make space for the things that we do want in life. So even when you don't see what you want, whether there's something tangible or whether there's something like when it comes to like feelings you have or whatever the case, just make space for those things to come in your life. So if you continue to stay one way and choose not to transform, your mind, or even in some of the smallest actions that you take, then it's like that is what makes it. That could be the very thing that's making a difference in, being from point A to point B, if that makes sense, y'all. So next we have release. It says, sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Let me reread that. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. So yes, you might think it's just something small, or oh, it's not that big of a deal, or whatever the case. Then why are you still holding on to it? Because literally it can be something like that is like holding you back from, you know, whatever blessing that it is that you're trying to bring in. That could be the one blockage, or, you know, whatever the case. So it's about just letting it go and even trusting in the divine, trusting in the universe, you know, that all is going to be well, all is going to work out. You following, you know, just the directions that you're given, if that makes sense. And not worry so much. Like, we have to let go. Like, sometimes we just gotta, you know, be able to laugh and have fun, or, you know, not be so serious about everything. And just noticing even the beauty in that, because we always feel like we always have to be, you know, meeting some kind of goals or expectations and whatnot, that we don't give ourselves that time to actually really even, you know, find joy even in where we are, because we can't, you know, first of all, nothing is promised to us. And again, there's divine timing at play, but there's also just a divine plan for each and every one of us. So it's like being able to find love, truth, joy, beauty, just all those things that make life what, you know, what it is and what we desire. And just even seeing that and taking a pause in the moment. Um, so yeah, and then next we have decision. It says sometimes the best decision is no decision at all. So I feel like that's giving me more so that energy of, you know, when it comes to the things that are out, that are not within our control. So instead of trying to control something that we just literally have no control over, instead to, you know, kind of take a step back and, you know, be able to enjoy the things that we can do, or even just taking a moment of reflection and where we are at this time and finding the beauty in that, the silver lining in that. Like, and this is going to even give you your push to keep going. So I'm going to take a pause here real quick, Divine Feminine, and I'll be right back. All right, hey Divine Feminine, I wasn't gonna leave the video off like that and not finish, so I did want to come back because I had this deck set aside for y'all, but this is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck, and from this deck, what we're gonna do is just kind of, you know, see what are some, you know, different ways you can self-care this month. So maybe Divine Feminine, maybe you feel like you're just running out of ideas, or maybe you feel like you are, you know, you've done all the things, or whatever. Maybe, you know, it's time to open space for something new, to try something different, or I don't know, Divine Feminine. How can you make your self-care more interesting today? I guess is a good question for somebody here. You don't have to answer that for me. Just, you can answer it for yourself. That's what these readings are for, Divine Feminine. But yes, so we're going to look into some different ways we can self-care, whether you want to implement these things this week, this month, today, just whatever the case. So yeah, Divine Feminine, you don't have to do everything that is here. You don't have to just, you know, if you don't want to do something, don't, you know. But if something sparks your interest, why not? Why not give it a try? Or even go do that thing you haven't done in a while, even for some of you, Divine Feminine. So, however it resonates, but we're just going to pull a few self-care cards for you at this time, Divine Feminine. What are some ways that the Divine Feminine can self-care in the near future? All right, so first we have make an altar. So, I'm not sure all of the details that go within that, because one, what I definitely would want to say when it comes to creating your own altar, I feel like it's more so for you to create your own kind of sacred space, or a place where you just put all the things that, you know, bring you positive energy, even in a way, or make you feel good. Something that reminds you of certain, maybe even people who may have passed on, who you know, miss, or you connect with, or, you know, whatever the case. Also, this can be like an altar of doing things that, you know, bring you joy. So maybe you haven't bought flowers or something for yourself in a long time. So, you know, these are just suggestions or whatever the case, because not everyone has an altar. Sometimes it's like something like super specific. Sometimes your altar can be something much bigger even than the space that you give yourself. So this can be your overall home. Like maybe you want to, make your home feel more like home for you, by decorating it in things that, that bring you joy or whatever. Like, how can I spruce up my space a little? Even if, using what I have, where I am, however that resonates, divine feminine. So this is just about even just lighting up your space overall in general. But for some of you, this can be literally a just a place, a small space or something that you have wherever you are at this time, or whatever your circumstances look like. But even just having um a space where you can come to even, give yourself time, space, grace, even time with the divine, however that resonates, divine feminine. But yes, we have make an altar here. So um yes, yes, yes. Okay. Some of y'all, this could even be creating space to do something that you love, but that you don't do often for whatever reason, or, literally just giving yourself time, space, to just commit to certain activities. Even for some of y'all, that's not going to resonate the same way for everybody, but regardless, it says make an altar. And these are some things to, think about, divine feminine. So next we have massage. Yeah, so divine feminine. Have you ever had a massage before? Or, when is the last time that you had one, if you have? Or, how does that make you feel? Do you feel just a little bit more just feel like this sense of energy after it, or what? When is the last time you even got a pedicure? Because even here, like, this doesn't have to be like a full-on body massage. For some of you, it is. Maybe you've been, notice some tension in your neck or your back. For some of y'all, this can even be like a pedicure, because like this person here is, there's like a tension space. So some of you could work on your feet a lot. So when is the last time you gave your feet some love, or treated yourself to a pedicure, whether you are male or female? Like, when is the last time you've done that for yourself, or have you ever done it for yourself, and see the benefits of it that it can bring you? And what else? We got manicure here. Somebody's getting their hands rubbed. So, sometimes when you get a, nice manicure, you get your hands like, a little bit of a massage there. Just depends on the spa services or nail shop or whatever that you're at. But some of you, this can even be something that you do for yourself, or you haven't done for yourself in a while. Like for some of y'all, when the last time, you tried giving yourself a pedicure? For some of you, it might feel like a workout. Like I can hear somebody already saying like, I can't even see my feet, or I can't pull close to them, or, my body isn't as flexible as it used to be, or whatever the case. But when last time you gave something like that a try? And then, along with that, I'm also getting like something that you might want to try when I think of, feeling these ways and these restraints we have in our bodies, or even like the tension that we have, or, maybe you're like, oh, I don't have time for, or I don't have the money for a massage, or, I don't want to massage something for myself, or whatever the case. You could try yoga. Like, it doesn't have to be like a specific kind of even massage. This can be like yoga that you can do for yourself, just even stretching certain parts of your body, and, whatever the case. That could be something here for somebody else if you want to try like yoga. Right here on the bottom of the deck, I just felt inclined to look, and I've never seen this card, but it says clean your space. So divine feminine, that already came out in this reading, where I said like sometimes even cleaning your space, and making it more appealing even to your ideals. Putting things in order how you want to. Maybe you want to organize something. You might want to organize your closet, or whatever the case. Or you would like your books to be in a certain order, or I don't know. It could be literally anything, but this is saying to clean your space. So it just, overall, it even just gives you that like that kind of breath of fresh air, and it relieves just some kind of I want to say tension, in just some of the other stressors in everyday life that we have no control over. But it's like when or even finishing something, like taking care of that thing that you kind of put on the back burner, or you probably made it halfway through and didn't finish it, or whatever the case. Like even like tending to some projects, That's something for somebody else here, Divine Feminine. But either way, we have clean your space. So that just goes on with the reading that we've been getting so far in the first place. So that message is coming through really clear for somebody here. And like I said, that was something it came to me last night as I was doing this thing, and I'm like, I just took a moment. It was like, this just makes things feel better sometimes. Like, it takes some of the stress off, it gives some kind of relief even. We have be still. For some of you, you could be just on go, go, go all the time. Like I said, it's like, even if you're not up doing stuff, it's like your mind is constantly going, going, going. You don't even know how to relax, or you never feel like you have time to relax. And when you do, you can't just enjoy it peacefully in a way that you're able to, sometimes it's like, oh, I was just getting there. Then, it's taken away for whatever reason or any of that case. This is saying to be still. So just take a moment to breathe, Divine Feminine. A light just flickered on my phone as soon as I did that. But and y'all, when I tell y'all the phone just never doing stuff, which I kind of like that because it brings me my peace. So this is about, like, sometimes even just putting your phone on silent for somebody. The fact that I had to mention my own phone in that moment, like, this can even mean just literally putting your phone on silent or putting it on do not disturb, like setting time aside just for yourself and giving yourself a moment to breathe. Because sometimes, like, even things happen in our life and it's just like, oh, this is another thing. It's just like, I don't know. It just, things just can be a lot sometimes. And I feel like everybody can resonate with that in a way. It's like we all, I'm not going to say everybody, because some people have literally mastered finding this, like, sense of just release, stress free, and actually be able to enjoy them even for extended periods of time, because it's like this is something that takes practice, Divine Feminine. So even when you find yourself, find an interruption in your peace, or when you finally feel like you like, I finally get somewhere where, okay, I can try just maybe a little or whatever the case. It's like, it gets interrupted, but it's like the more that you keep going back to it and learning to just find, like, peace and be able to be still in your peace. Like, that's just, y'all. Okay. But I feel like whoever that was for, like, the way it just came through. But yes, give yourself time to be still, Divine Feminine. The more you practice this, the better at it you become. Just finding stillness, and I feel like that helps you get to a space where it's like you know how to move forward, because it's like being able to find some kind of balance. And the fact that card was even one of the from the other deck that we had that came out, and I'm thinking about that. So this reading is really tying in. I'm gonna pull a few more cards for y'all. I guess we got two more right here that flipped over. So hold on. Oh Lord, it's four. I'm not taking all those. Okay. So we're gonna do these last two here. We have sing. Yes, Divine Feminine. So for some of y'all, when the last time, like, you played some music that, because I mean, maybe you might not resonate with certain music now, or maybe you resonate with certain music more, or whatever the case, but being able to sing out loud, being able to sing along with some of your favorite songs, or even just going back to, like, I don't know, listen to music from a different time period that you may have experienced, or whatever the case, however it is you connect with music. When is the last time you sang, Divine Feminine, and truly just let your heart out, and not care what you sound like, or care how you look while you're doing it, or wherever the case, Divine Feminine, when is the last time you truly enjoyed just singing? Some of you might be really great singers, but maybe you've lost the passion in it, or whatever the case, because it's not what it used to be, or or something, however that may resonate. But I feel like, when is the last time you even done it just for yourself, or just for pure enjoyment, or whatever the case, divine feminine. So however that resonates, we got sing right now, okay? Because I feel like for some of y'all, this is where you truly glow. This is something that you truly shine in, but it's like maybe you've lost that, or maybe I'm not gonna say that you lost it, but maybe you feel like you just lost your light in it. So when is the last time you just did something for pure enjoyment? And that don't even have to be just singing, y'all, divine feminine. Like, some stuff we might not do anymore, stop doing, because it didn't create some kind of result to it, or whatever the case. But how did it make you feel when you were doing these things? And whatever the case. So that was something so specific. I feel like that was specific for somebody. But oh wow. And then this drop, yes. And for any of y'all who was just thinking that, yes, it's you. It's you. Okay, so yes, because that Be Still card even fell down. That's what kind of gave me that. So lastly, we have spend time with animals. So for some of you, this came out in like the last reading. I used this deck, and I don't use this deck very often, y'all. But I feel like even the message itself is in that sometimes you can forget how great something is, or how or the joy that something brings you, because you've assigned some kind of meaning to it, other than being able to do it for pure enjoyment. Not assigning some other kind of meaning to it. I mean, assigning like expecting like certain results, or for it to bring certain value. And if it doesn't bring that, then you kind of just like lose the sense of joy you have in it, because it's not performing the way that you want it to. Even in a way, that message feels really specific. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm feeling like energy of like nostalgia, even in a way. So like being able to do something for pure enjoyment, like something for me I could do that came to me the other day, which I'm still trying to make time for doing these things. And like I said, I'm sitting here telling y'all, doing this reading, you have to make time for certain things. But sometimes it's like even it lies in where your priorities are as well. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something very specific to it. And then my little fur nephew is here, y'all. So even some of you, there's something for somebody else. Even some of you might be contemplating or wanting to get like a pet, or whatever the case. Sometimes you have to spend time around animals first too, to get to know, how they are, who they are, all the things. And before you have to make a commitment to that divine feminine, if there's something like you're not sure about yet, if you want to just jump into it, or whatever the case, because of even the responsibilities that come along with it. Maybe you could just spend time with animals in a way that, you might have friends or relatives that have pets, and, you get to spend time with their animals, or even doing your research on animals. So whatever kind of animal you want, or pet companion, or however you would resonate with your pet. But like familiars, so more so as well. But like literally making space for that. Like, that was even part of like the beginning of this reading, where we were talking about making space. So for some of y'all, if you are really, desiring bringing a pet into your home, or maybe you want to work with animals, or maybe, like you want to be a veterinarian, or is it an aquamarine, or a marine, I'm going to say a marine scientist, because there's a lot of even positions that can be under that's coming out for somebody. Or maybe you want to work with, like, you want to be some kind of, scientist that works with animals at the zoo, or I don't know, whatever the case. or marine biologist. I think that was the word that was trying to come to me as well. But this is saying spend time with animals. So even if there's a specific type of animal or species of animals that you want to work with or you want to know more about, do the research, look it up. Like, you don't have to go to school just for these things. I'm not saying you don't have to go to school for that job or whatever, because I don't know, but sometimes like you gain education more from even sometimes experiences, and it's not just about like, you know, what you learn in school. Sometimes it's about being able to apply certain things as well. I don't know who needs to hear that, but either way, something here is definitely saying something about do your research, look into it. You know, if there's something you want or there's a specific kind of, you know, pet you want. Like for me, I know I want a cat. I've always had cats growing up, and I've always loved cats. That's the animal, you know, that I resonate with the most. And because I love them all, y'all, don't get me wrong. But then I didn't know till I was an adult that there are different kinds of cats and different species of cats, and they have different personalities even, you know, to them. That was my baby I just saw, but if y'all saw her, but yeah, there are just so many different factors that come in, even when it comes to like connecting with pets or getting to know different things about animals or different kinds of animals, and you know, whatever the case. So spend time with animals. So maybe you want to actually physically spend time with, you know, more animals and volunteer. Maybe you might want to be a foster parent for pets or something, or maybe you want to go and look around and or start looking online or learning different descriptions about different things. And I don't know, just even just exploring the topic, you know, or the things that you might need, you know, to get started, or whatever the case, and noticing like things you already have, or, you know, all the things divine feminine. But that's just something for somebody here. So I think this video definitely went on probably longer than I expected it to, but you know, you can't just have expectations about everything all the time. Sometimes it's just about doing things for the pure enjoyment, and the intrinsic value that it brings you. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all at this time. I hope you enjoyed this reading and you receive whatever positive messages of just truly served through love and light, and I hope that they are received in love and light as well. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all at this time. Until next time, bye.